Hey guys, Aaron here. Thanks for watching Help Me DIY. Today my buddy Tom is over here with his 2015 Macan Turbo, and we are going to put Soul's exhaust on it. So I am recently a dealer for Soul, so love their products, love their exhausts on two of my cars already. This is the second guy I've helped put an exhaust on, so hopefully you'll enjoy this install video, show you everything you need to do. And if you need to order one of these exhausts or anything else from Soul, order it directly from me and I'll make sure all my subscribers get hooked up as best as I can. You'll get the best deal possible. So either contact me on Instagram or Facebook, or just send me an email to aaron@helpmediy.org. Yes, .org. Yeah, Tom just said he's like a kid on Christmas morning. Man, their hardware is just unbeatable. That is beautiful. All right guys, here is the stock exhaust. The part we are gonna replace are the tips and this muffler here with their bypass. And we're just shining that up a little bit so you can see part of the instructions, and replacing this side too. So there are little dimples already in the stock one that show us exactly where we're gonna cut. So you can see, you can't see too well, but you can see over here on the right, there's a dimple. In the middle, there's one, and then there's one over there. It's hard to see. But where this middle dimple is where we're gonna cut this pipe. And the middle dimple over here, we're gonna cut that pipe right there. And in their place, we're gonna replace it with this beautiful Soul bypass right here. And they have really cool black tips that we'll be putting on. They have a couple different tips that you can choose from if you get one of these things, and then they provide a clamp to clamp that on. This hanger uses the same hardware that this uses to attach up there, so it's as simple as cut the pipe, disconnect the hanger, drop that thing out, put the hanger hardware on here, put your clamp here, clamp it to this guy, rehang it, put tips on. And there is our hanger right up here. You'll see that in a minute once we pull this thing down. So the first step we're gonna do is, while it's in place and still solid on here, we're gonna go ahead and cut the pipes.
So he loaded.
All right, I went ahead and took a paint marker and just marked the middle dimples so they're easy to see. So we don't screw them up. Now we're just gonna use a pipe cutter, cut these things off. So I've never used one of these, but it didn't seem too complicated. They said to squeeze in the Amazon instructions for these. I'll put a link to them. But they said for these particular ones to squeeze really hard at first and turn it a full 90 degrees or more if you can before you start cutting, so that it scores it in one place. And if you don't do that, then it kind of comes off of your original line and cuts multiple places. So
I'm out of squeeze, so I'm gonna go one more dog. Okay. Otherwise we're in between.
Okay, so before you squeeze it, I'd go all the way as far as you can one direction.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And then once you are in the place you want, squeeze really hard and do like a 180-degree turn there. Yeah, it's like making a nice groove in it. You're having all the fun.
I could be painting.
Oh man.
Woo!
Let's see how that was.
That's all she wrote.
Is it all the way through?
Well, hang on. Maybe I
Looks
can.
like it's already cut all the way through.
Huh?
Looks like it's all the way through.
It does.
Looks like you're done. I think you're done.
You even got water. Wow.
Man, these things are sharp. It's almost all the way there. Still attached.
Maybe right here, there's a little
very top.
bit. You got a hexagon? Right there, there's a little tab.
Oh, of course, where the nipple or the
Where the dimple was.
where the dimple was. Above the dimple.
I don't know if we can reload this or not. There. Okay. Are we back on track? Looks like it, doesn't it?
In the groove. Yeah. Squeeze, man, squeeze. There she is.
You see it? Oh!
Hello. All right, it's off. Okay, so be prepared for that.
It's almost like an engine. The transmission.
All right, now it's really easy to see our valve here. So this has a connection that we have to remove. So, I mean, even though it drops like that, it's not gonna fall because it's still on the hanger. All right, so I got my stand here to hold that now. And here is the little switch that you want to detach. And it looks really easy. All you have to do is press down on this tab right here and pull it straight back. But struggled with that for like 5 minutes. Couldn't push the tab down hard enough, I guess, to get it out. So what we ended up doing is just use some pliers like this, grabbed it like that, and pulled out. And we got this thing out. So this is a close-up of what that looks like. That little tab right there just releases right there. All right, so apparently sometimes right here, this is the bottom of the diffuser. We need to remove this panel here. Sometimes there is a Torx screw here, but in this case, this is one of those things that you pop down and then pull this thing off.
Really?
And that's how you release those. So you can either use a screwdriver or some kind of tool like this to get it started. That's what these tools are meant for, so you can just slide under it. Pull that part down. And this part out. All right, so with that down, now you have enough room to pull this back and get to the hardware that is holding the mount.
Okay,
So,
come under here and you can see
we come under here, there is the hanger, and
that was the bolt right there.
there are 2 bolts, I guess, that are holding that thing on. All right, just got a wrench with an extension, 13 millimeter. Just take these 2 bolts off. All right, once you remove these 2 bolts, your exhaust is free. All right,
Going down.
there she is. Before we forget, Sol has this little thing that they include that goes on here since there's going to be no valve anymore. And this thing makes sure your engine does not throw codes and think that there's something wrong. So just clip it in here. And then we'll just zip tie this thing up out of the way. Oh, they even give you one.
Yep.
So we'll zip tie that up there. All right, so now we have to pull this hanger hardware off of here. So I just have a little silicone lubricant that I'm gonna hit this with to try to get it to slide off a little easier.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll try to multi-purpose this guy. Just don't catch a finger. That's how it's going. I'll fast forward this so make it look like you're doing a good job. I think you got it. Oh, you got it. All right, so now we just gotta pop that thing back on the sole exhaust, reuse it. Okay, so if you want, you can take a file or something and clean that up a little bit. And then we're gonna take their supplied clamp and we're gonna put it on and make sure we arrange it so that the bolts are sticking down so you can get to them. I'm actually gonna have it go this way so the bolts are away from our other components, just in case, so they don't get in the way. So this will go right here. All right, so this thing slid on pretty easily. Make sure you get it about halfway in. So half of it's clamping on this pipe, half's clamping on your new one. All right, so we're gonna slide our hanger back on here. Same way we took it off. A lot easier going back on. All right. And then I'm gonna hold this guy up. Holding him with the bubble wrap so I don't get this beautiful thing all dirty. But it's just gonna fit right into our new hanger. So we just have to line up the clamp and work it in. It's a pull now. All right, we fit that pipe in there. So it was actually harder getting the new pipe into this than the old one. So we just held the old pipe, got that started, whacked it a few times with the mallet, and then came back with this whole piece, stuck it on there. Got our mounting hardware refastened. These tips are just sitting on here loosely, just to test fit it. I wanted to make sure that there was clearance up here, and there is now because I kind of turned this a little bit before we tighten that up. So I just want to get everything aligned and straight, and then just tighten our clamp there, tighten our two pipes here, and then we're on to the other side. All right, you get two of these things. I think these are the hanger rod collars. They are mentioned nowhere in the directions, but they're just little Allen key things that screw in to clamp this thing down. And I think after installing this, what their intended purpose is to attach them right here to the by the hanging hardware to prevent this from sliding through and just keeping it in place right there. But if they're supposed to go somewhere else, Sol or anybody else, let me know. All right, we have our tips on. We have this nice and installed. Everything should be ready to go. So let's fire it up, see what it sounds like. Owner?
Hey, we like it. It's just what we thought.
Sound different?
Yep. There it is.
A little burble in there?
We came for the bourbon.
Yeah. They're supposed to sound better as they break in, so. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Enjoy your new Sol exhaust.
I will.
Don't forget, after doing work on this car, to re-enable your that thing. You gotta hold that in for 10 seconds.
Okay.
All right, it is back on. All right, you're good to go.